4. Jesus don't want me for a sunbeam. Sunbeams are never made like me. Don't expect me to cry for wrong reasons. I'd rather die. Mary. Yo, Daniel, excuse me. Whoa. What's up, Best Tech? Que pasa, Alexander Miranda? All right, so if you're on Instagram, I saw a couple pictures. Now, what's funny here is, from this angle, it doesn't really look like there's too much of a size difference. But let me tell you, there really is. Maybe because there's so many here, but yep. What's up, buddy? Firefighter Joe Montague, we love you. William Davis, my brother, my neighbor. Logan P, what's up? All right, so we're gonna take a quick look here and talk about the new Milwaukee 12 amp hour high output battery. All right. Now, yes, there's the high output and there's the high demand. All right. Two totally different battery technologies. Now, again, when you kind of look at them like this, now this is kind of where, if you remember me from the symposium, I was looking at the 12 amp hour battery and I'm like, wow, it's really not that much bigger than the 9. And if you look at it through here, again, it is, we talk about it when mowing grass. You really can't see for some reason how long the grass is. Again, I'm on 1080. I'm on a cell phone. Maybe some of these different cameras would do better, but there is a really there's a significant size difference. Well, I wouldn't say significant, but bigger than I thought. All right, so here's your 12 amp hour, and here's your 9. It's bigger, guys, and some people have been asking me, is it really big? No, it's not really big. Definitely, it's a little wider, and obviously, it's a little longer. Now, a lot of people are asking these questions because they want to know if this 12 amp hour battery is going to fit in certain tools, the shop vac, which I'm going to have a video on tonight. And I don't really want to answer that question until the video tonight because it does fit, but you got to do something first. But, all right. I'm just trying. It doesn't look like there's that big of a difference on the screen here. How does it look to you guys? It almost looks like it comes out better in pictures. Because I put some pictures on Instagram. Maybe that'll do. Remember, this is the 9. And like I said, two totally different. You got the 21,700 cells in this high output 12 amp hour battery. Again, this 9 amp hour has the 18650s, guys. Pretty much the same as all of, whoa, son of a, you see what you did? Best Tech, you creep. Same as the 2. I don't even know how the hell. Like what is this doing in here? A freaking bed sheet. Freaking wife, I tell you. But, of course, we sealed this workshop bench with the finest polyurethane on the market. Just good as new. Saw a video earlier, 12 and not fit. Yep. Now, that's where a lot of stuff comes in, 94. There's a lot of rumors out there of my now this is one of the rumors I heard. Again, don't take this to the bank, but supposedly Milwaukee knows about the issue, and again, it doesn't really make sense to me, but I'll put it out there as a rumor, of course. But from what I've heard, Milwaukee, now I don't even know how they're going to do this. I mean, if everyone sends in their stuff to get it, you know, yep, to get it, so the 12 amp hour can fit. Hold on, let me get that. To say with the shop vac, a lot of people talking about the lights and everything. To alterate it to make it fit these other tools, Supposedly Milwaukee is gonna make it possible. I don't know if you have to send the tool in. I don't know. Again, totally a rumor, but they know what's going on and they're gonna make some alterations to the existing tool that the 12 doesn't fit in. We'll leave it at that. Again, a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. I can maybe try to find out some answers about that. But like with the shop vac, which I'm going to do a video on later, I'll show you. There's a real simple way. Now, obviously, maybe with these other lights and all that, it might not be possible. But they're very. This is a whole new ball game here with this 12 amp hour battery. Now, obviously, the same with the 6. And another rumor I heard. Again, don't take this to the bank. I do not know 100% if it's true. But, you got the high demand, high output. So, rumor is that they might be coming out with a 9 amp hour high output. Okay? Because these are not the same technologies here. You got 15 cells in here. We talked about this when I did the review of this. You got 3 rows running parallel of the 18650 cell. Okay. Hey, what's up, buddy? And you got the 21700. Now, the big difference, this is made to replace 15 amp corded tools. And people, we don't know the technology that Milwaukee has in this battery. Obviously the engineers, they don't want to let the cat out of the bag. Now, over time, some of these guys like Ave might break this open and tell you what's going on with it. But, this thing, like I said, these 18650 packs, 60, 70 amps, you're going to get per cell. Milwaukee says you're getting hundreds, okay? Hundreds of amps out of, these cells here. You know what I'm saying? So how do they deal with that type of heat? How do they, is it, with the heat sinking, they got some kind of wires, heat sinked wires, the conductors. Now you got to remember, with these new tools that are coming out, okay? The new angle grinder, the new table saw, the new sawzall, they have technology in those tools, that they're going to be able to recognize what battery pack, goes into the tool. And they're only going to draw the amperage or the amps that battery can handle. So that's exactly, yep. What's up, Mr. Israel? We're just talking here. Again, size-wise, it doesn't look too much of a difference. I'm telling you, because I'm looking through the camera, it doesn't look like there's a big difference, but it's a pretty big difference, boys. And I didn't really know it. I said it at the symposium, like, wow, I do notice it's heavier. But now that I kind of got them, and again, pictures tell 1,000 words, maybe. But this video, again, this is probably like 720, maybe in 480. This is coming across. I don't know. Hopefully, there you can see it. It's, what? Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I mean, but it's not really that big. I don't want to. I hope you're not getting from this video, wow, this thing's a monster. It's huge. I just wanted to kind of because I did say, it's really not that much bigger than the 9 amp hour battery. And I can honestly, by showing you this, I pretty much back it up to a degree because it's really not that much bigger. But when you see them in person, like right next to each other, we didn't have a 9 and a 12 right next to it. They had the 12 and they had the 6. Um, but yeah, even from here, you can kind of tell it's definitely, and it's not so much the height. The width is the mainstay, and we're gonna weigh these too. But we're looking at 6 inches here. 6 inches. Yep, 6 inches. All right, we're gonna stop it right there. 6, maybe a little bit less than 6. And I'm sure they have specs on it if you're really interested. We're just doing a quick little look here. When you're under 5 here, or around 5. So around an inch longer. You know, you think of an inch really not being that big of a deal. But when you're looking at something this small, going from 5 to 6, it's a 15% larger area when you want to break it down into percentages. You know what I'm saying? But not that big a deal, guys. And again, we talked about it. And again, common sense goes a long way. You're not going to use this battery on an impact driver, on a, drill driver. It's made for certain tools. But, it's a great, it's, a lot of people are really mesmerized and they're trying to see, and they're trying to understand how this battery in its present mold here, in its present existence, how this can do what it does, and when I asked one of the reps at the symposium, why not just go to 2 batteries? If you come out with are you going to come out with 2 batteries? They told me no. Now, again, these reps aren't the engineers. I'm not bashing with the Milwaukee reps because they're all awesome and they all have their own expertise at a certain tool or a certain trade. But they didn't design these packs, so, and again, they didn't really want to tell us too much, of course. But the one thing that I did ask, once they said they don't like it. They talked about, yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Put 2 battery pack? They're really against it. They kind of make jokes about it. You're gonna put two packs on the end of an angle grinder. I mean, man, what are you gonna have 5 pounds on the back? So, I don't. People have asked me, if this lawnmower comes out, it's gonna be. No, I do not think so. And with 15 amp like power, there's other mowers out there that run. Hey, what's up, buddy? Robert Anderson, my man. SDS plus drill. Yep. I think about the new 9-inch grinder or the table saw. Yeah, man. Yeah, and like I said, the table saw, the chainsaw, you can use these batteries with them. Don't get me wrong. You can use them. It's gonna, obviously, you're not gonna get the power out of the tool that you would get with this. When you talk about 60 to 70 amps compared to hundreds, they wouldn't give me a hard number. They wouldn't give anyone a hard number. They said hundreds. So, could that be 101? Could it be 170? Who the hell knows? It's so good. But, these tools are going to be able to recognize, and that's the thing, when the brushless tools came out 3-4 years ago, the main thing with, not only advantages to the brushless motor, runtime, but it was, you're able to kind of add more amperage, more heat, compared to the brushed motors. The brushless run a little cooler. But, a lot of people, the thermal protection that has to exist with a battery, an 18-volt battery that puts the power out like this battery does. The engineers really did something special with these batteries. But you know, don't be afraid, or not say don't be afraid, but a lot of people are afraid to maybe get the new. I saw a couple of people talking about the chainsaw. They commented, and obviously you only get one 12 amp hour battery. And a couple of people commented, well, you get to 12 with it, which is cool, but I want to run it all day. You know, we cut trees all the time. I want something light if I got to go up, up on the ladder and all this stuff. But I have two nines from my hedge trimmer, and obviously I have a couple fives. You can use this stuff in the chainsaw, in the table saw. Again, you're not going to get the power or the RPM out of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Gonna be it's cooled down here, but it's hot again today. Yesterday was the most beautiful day that I have seen in a long, long time. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, marvelous. Yum 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 yum. All right, so let's weigh these suckers. Thank you, Kevin. Love you, buddy. Two Man Mellow. And last night, my man, D Boss, Bobby, he did the raffle for J-Mal. I was able to watch it for a little bit. Again, thank you to Bobby for doing that, taking the time. A great thing that he's doing for J-Mal's family there. Again, I don't know too much about the gentleman, but that was a good thing that they did there. Yeah, this winter, that's what happens, Richard, in a solar minimum. A lot of people don't know, but they think it's just really cold winters. Winters are going to stretch into June. 2024 is when you're really going to really feel the intense disruption in the weather patterns of the Earth. 2024, you got a solar minimum going on, but then you also have Jupiter that's going to be in between the Earth and the sun. You see what I'm saying? So 2024, we got some issues going on, but it's getting bad now. But the solar minimum is very cold winters and very hot summers. It's wild fluctuations, basically. Just really strange weather. 95 degrees one day, and 2 weeks before it was 0 degrees. Just crazy stuff. Winter stays till June. I moved to Mexico. A lot of people are moving down south. Unfortunately, a lot of people aren't moving south enough. A lot of people think going to Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia. You really got to get down to that Georgia, Florida, Alabama area. But Dallas, baby, Mr. Sun Basics. But anyway, so let's get this on because we'll end up going all crazy here. We're talking about. So we got the pounds. All right. So the 12, 3.362. All right, 3.362. 3.362. 2.4. So this is very accurate because if you look on Milwaukee's website, they're going to tell you the 9 amp hour battery is 2.4 pounds. So, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you're looking at a major weight gain there. Almost a full pound heavier. 2.4, 3.4. Do the math. I mean, what's that? I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. What, 28% heavier? Maybe more. Maybe more than that. Like 30%. But, again, guys, I give them credit. Oh, and then, like I said, I don't want to get off topic. I kind of did for a second there. But, when I talk to them about again, everybody wants this lawnmower. No one cares about OPE. But with a lawnmower, a lot of people aren't buying these Egos and DeWalt's. And, I used to always say, you know what, maybe next year. They got to come out with one next year. We kind of pushed that chainsaw on them, at the symposium. Everybody was talking about, yeah, because they ask you, what tools would you like to see? Um, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll be out next year. I think it will come out eventually. I don't know. But anyway, I do want to say, when I talked to him, this one guy, really cool guy. Actually, 2 years in a row, he's still there, and most of the people you see every year, and it's great to see him. Um, but when I talked about the lawnmower, the two battery, no, that two battery thing is not going to happen. Now they can come out next year and totally blow my cover here, and but according to what I've heard, they're not going to that two battery. Now, what they did say, which kind of shocked me a little bit. Now, I wouldn't say they said it. I kind of said it, and they didn't like. There was two of them there, and all they said was, "Yeah, you never know, maybe." So I'm not saying it's gospel. Don't get me wrong, but I brought up. So you're sticking with this 18-volt platform. Oh yeah, yep. So there's no chance of you. We all know about the Milwaukee 28-volt. Kind of was a disaster for Milwaukee. And again, there hasn't been too many successful platforms outside this 18-volt and the 12-volt. Because it's all about size. They want light stuff. Um, now with these big batteries, you know, that's the question. I would love to see them because this 9 amp hour battery is really perfect. 2.4 pounds. On a, I mean, you can really put this. I don't want to say that, but you can honestly put this battery on anything. You can even, like I said, and you don't really want to put it on that. It's not really made for that, but you can. You know what I'm saying? 2.4 pounds. You know, I'd love to see a 21 700. A high output 9 amp hour would be great. The 6 amp hour high output. I mean, that's no one talks about that. We're all talking about the 12 amp hour, but this 6 amp hour. I mean, I think it's a little bit bigger than the 5, a little bit longer. And you got to remember, you know, we're talking about cells here: 18 650, 21 700. That is the size of the cell. 21 millimeters. The 18 650. 18 millimeters. So these battery packs are going to be a little bit longer, a little bit bigger. Now, someone who saw the DeWalt 12 amp hour pack, now it's probably hooked up to something. Actually, you know what? We should test this out. Here, I forget what the weight was to this. But supposedly the new 12 amp hour battery that's coming out, the new Flex Volt. Someone told me, a pretty reliable source, that it's pretty much the same size as the 9. So we're gonna have to see, because that 9 Flex Volt also, it's a pretty good size. I think the 9 is a little bit better than the DeWalt Flex Volt, a little bit smaller. I did a video on it. I can't remember side by side, but they didn't. Getting back to that, because I'll be jumping around. SDS, hey, China, yep. Let me just get a sip of the coffee pie. But, they made it kind of sound like maybe they would. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Total speculation. I think this is what whoever decided to stick with the 18-volt has really worked out great for Milwaukee. Sticking with that 18-volt platform, sticking with everyone who has been buying the 18-volt tools for years, not switching it up on them. But eventually, who knows? Will you see a 24-volt? That might be really like the perfect setup. We see the Cobalts. Not that much bigger also, but who knows what the future lies, but they really didn't say that they wouldn't try a different voltage platform. Um, Again, it was just a stupid question that I asked. I was really expecting them to say, no, no way. We're sticking 18 and that's it. Um, like they said, they kind of, you never know, and we'll see. But again, speculation. But, I talked about it in yesterday's video real quick. Where we have come from in the last year and a half. The last 18 months. We had the biggest was the 5. Now there's a 6 amp hour battery floating around, but you never see it included in any of the kits. It's really hard to find. You gotta kind of go a little nutty looking for it. But we talked about it, 90 watt hours. The biggest battery, 90 watt hours, and then a huge bump up here, man. We went from 90 to 162, but we had 90, and now 216, over double, way over double the capacity that, and it's not that big of a deal, man. The battery's gonna really, this is really gonna change Milwaukee's, the tools for the future. It's really gonna make them, they talk about 15 amp, replacing the 15 amp corded tool with this battery platform that's coming out, these high output batteries. So, again, a lot of props to Milwaukee for doing this with an 18 volt platform. Voltage isn't everything. We talk about it. We've said it before. But yep. I know. Yeah, very true. The box vac with the knot, I talked about it so many times, Scruffy Z Janitor. And thanks EJM and 94 GT for coming on here, bud. 'Cause they're here. I know the chat is going great. But what was I talking? Oh yeah, I did a video on it. I probably did 2 or 3 videos on it, on how this 9 amp hour battery totally transforms a lot of the older, the shop vac, some of the old lights, you know yep, the blowers. But I'm kind of talking about the old, like I said, the box vac's been out for a while, a couple of the older lights. Just, this has been amazing, this 9 amp hour battery. And again, to totally go another step beyond the 9 with this 12. And again, this is totally different than these batteries here. The technology, the thermal. I surrounded this start. Hey, dropping loads. Hey now. I'll probably hang on. But yeah, Dutch Brothers coffee is epic. Jeffrey Hardy, no doubt. I had one time, I had a cup. They're in like the Washington, Idaho, California, maybe. You guys might know EJM and 94 GT. But I was out in Idaho for one day, on a connecting flight. And in the airport, they had a Dutch Brothers. Oh my goodness gracious. I was looking for those pods, man. I want Dutch Brothers pods. They don't sell anything Dutch Brothers around here. Oh yeah, we love it. But yeah, so this is great. This is gonna really the future of Milwaukee with this battery platform. Again, the 12 and the 6. Maybe a 9 amp hour coming out at some point. But you're gonna be able to do a lot with this pack here. And again, don't go crazy thinking that, the new chainsaw, the new angle grinder, the new sawzall, the new circular saw, that you can only run this 12 amp hour battery in it. You can run any of these batteries in it. The tools know, the intelligence inside the tool knows exactly what battery pack is in it, and it'll only draw the amperage that the battery's capable of. But again, you're going to see a difference in performance between the 12 and the 5 or the 9. But Yep, exactly. And maintain microwave. This I talked about. This is their DeWalt's 40-volt platform, and you see the size of this right here. Now it looks a lot bigger in this picture here, but you see this here. Yep, this is 160 watt hour. So this battery is bigger than this battery. Even though it's a 4 amp hour, this is a 9, this is 40 volt, this is 18 volt. Watt hours, this is 160, this is 162. Okay? And this might even be less than that because, they use 40 volt. This is really a 36 volt battery. Um, oh, M12 rocket like that. Richard must be watching all my symposium videos. Yeah, the 12 volt stuff is really the stuff that yep, the new stubby impact wrenches, the rocket light with the 12 amp hour battery. I mean with the rocket light, the 12 volt rocket light. Yep, those are the two that I'm looking forward to. And what are we going to see? Are we going to see some bigger 12 volt batteries? Because I'm going to be honest with you, this 12 volt platform from Milwaukee is also growing at a supersonic level. So many people are, the 12 volt stuff now is kind of replacing the 18 volt stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the power. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of taken over for some of the older 18 volts. So the people who are using the 18 volt stuff 4 or 5 years ago, all this new 12 volt stuff, with this battery, we're going to another level also. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how big they go with the 12 volt batteries. We got a 6 amp hour here. They run with the torpedo style, so they can't really change that, but yeah, it's something we'll have to see. Scruffy Z Janitor, I like this guy. Super Sozo is a goat. Oh, you don't like it, Steven? Have you got the Hilti 36 volt? Now, listen, I'm not a big Hilti guy. Again, not saying that their tools are no good. Obviously, they're very good. I think they're way overpriced for what you get. People say, well, for 2 years, they're guaranteed, and they'll replace them that day. That's great. But with some of these warranties that these other companies have, and the price of some of these kits now, 99. I mean, no one just has one impact driver or one SDS. If you're using it, as your trade, you're gonna have backup stuff. So I mean, take that for what it is. But yeah, what's up, buddy? I only drink the smoothie type. Yeah, great whole time. Yeah, so here's, like I said, this battery is way, you're looking at 216, 160, but by the size of these, this is much bigger. So, what would you rather have at the end of your tool? Now, obviously, this is just an outdoor power equipment battery, but I'll be honest with you, this is probably lighter too. Let's just weigh this one. I can't quite remember. Baby, come back. This is a very hollow battery. Yeah, it is lighter. So this is lighter also, but not by much. And again, once you're getting over 50 more amp hours with this battery. But again, I talked about it. For an outdoor power equipment battery, these 40 volt, I mean, this is very hollow. If I drop this, I mean, we're going to have major issues. And you guys who have these batteries know what I'm talking about. A lot of you guys don't. But yeah, the one thing too I want to mention with this, obviously there's some rubber overmolds on the bottom. I would have, and they obviously want to keep this kind of small. They don't want to add any more size to it. Not saying that these overmolds go that crazy, but let me tell you, man. Dropping this 9 amp hour battery, and I don't even think I dropped it. Kind of just scraping against stuff, but and this is 2.4 pounds. But let me tell you, you drop this one and you drop a 5. Obviously, you're gonna have more damage than 9. It's heavier. It's a bigger impact. Let me tell you, you drop this sucker on the ground, man. I mean, this is like dropping a brick. So, you know, it would have been. And let me tell you, you're going to see a lot of stuff coming out. You're going to see. I don't know if you know Ingersoll Rand. I mean, most of you guys have, but they actually have boots for the batteries. Now, I think you're going to start seeing that with some of this Milwaukee stuff. I'm going to do a video. They got some boots out for a lot of different tools now that I didn't know existed. They just came out. I talked to a couple people over at Tool Barn and Acme Tools. There's some 12-volt tools that have these boots now. So I think you're going to see some boots possibly for the 9 and the 12 at some point, which is a good idea. Because let me tell you, dropping these batteries, because eventually you're going to, I got one of these 9s that it's all busted up, man. It's all torn to pieces. And it, not really from dropping it. Just, you drop your trimmer, you drop your blower. Just, I mean, but anyway, so yeah, it's a great big new step for Milwaukee with this battery pack. Again, there is a 6 amp hour battery. Also, a lot of people don't even talk about that, but that is going to be, that's a battery you're going to be able to put on everything. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have also asked me, are you going to see a great increase, say, putting this on the Milwaukee blower? I did a little video with the Gen 1 blower, and I'm like, man, this thing seems like it's a lot more powerful. Now, we talked to the reps about that, and obviously some of the older tools don't have the intelligence or the capabilities of, drawing a lot more amps from the battery to the tool. But, the reps said, yeah, you might see a difference. You should see a difference. Not a big difference, not a huge difference. If you got that blower, let's just say, what is it? 100 miles per hour. We're talking the Gen 1 blower. 100 miles per hour, 450 CFM. I don't know, maybe you go to 105 and 465, 460. Small increases. But the runtime is just, you're going to see with the shop vac. And I'm going to do some videos with runtimes. And I got perfect tools for it that are going to really, because when you're using like saws and stuff, you're cutting through different material. Not every piece of wood is the same, So I was trying to think of, the thing that's going to draw the same amount. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, if you just leave it running, 2 tools, but I want to use the same tool, the same exact tool. Because again, one impact driver might be different than the other, even though they're both brand new, or one might be a little bit older, it's been used before. So, but we're gonna run some runtime tests, and I've been getting so many questions about this shop vac. It seems like everybody has this Milwaukee box shop vac. Must be the number one tool, because that's all the questions. Oh, the 12 amp hour gonna fit in it. It's a great tool. Don't get me wrong. But, we talked about it and I did videos on it. You got, 10 minutes, 12 minutes with the vac, with this 5. Maybe 15, I don't know, 14, 15 minutes. And we went from 14 to 15 minutes with now getting like 25, 30 minutes with the 9. Out of this vac that... It's awesome. And I expect to see a new vacs very soon from Milwaukee also, because they're just so extremely popular. I talked to the Ryobi rep, Jordan, TTI, when I was in the Home Depot, and they sold out of those Ryobi box shop vacs the first day. everyone was taking that shop vac as the free tool. But like I said, 14, 15 minutes to 25, 30 minutes. Now you're getting 45 minutes of runtime. Continuous. You know? People talk about the string trimmer, 60 minutes of runtime. Wow. Or the blower. The blower, 20, 25 minutes continuous with the new Gen 2 blower. Um, now what, half an hour? 30, 30 minutes? Maybe a little bit more. So this really just makes the existing Milwaukee line so much better. And again, it's a pound heavier, but 3.3 pounds. We'll say 3.4 pounds. Not a killer. You know, this is one of DeWalt's smallest batteries, believe it or not, and it's the same weight pretty much as the 12. Let me just grab something here real quick. We'll have some fun. You want to have some fun? Who wants to have fun? Yeah, I said it. All right, so we got the 5 amp hour battery here, the Ego. Let's, very popular outdoor line. The #1 outdoor power equipment line on the market. Let's put the sucker on. But, you're talking about a 5-pound battery. You're putting a 5-pound battery on the back of your blower, on your string trimmer, on your hedge trimmer, on your edger, on your mower. Obviously that's not a big deal with a lawnmower, but 5 pounds. This is 35% lighter. And, what's the watt hours on this Ego? This is a 5 amp hour. This is their mid-size. They also have a 7.5 amp hour battery. Watt hours? 280. So, 280, 216. But, look at the size difference. The weight difference is one thing, of course. But, look at that. Yep, portable air conditioner. A lot of people want an air compressor from Milwaukee. The #1 thing I hear too, actually with that video yesterday talking about the 12. Hey, do you know anything about a Milwaukee power station? Everyone could use that. I brought it up. They didn't seem too keen on it. I honestly think you'll see a lawnmower before you see a power station from Milwaukee. Just my opinion. I don't know why these other companies aren't jumping on that. I honestly think you'll see Ryobi come out with a power station before Milwaukee. Milwaukee always kind of tests, or TTI. Sometimes they kind of test the market out a little bit. They kind of throw stuff at Ryobi and Rigid and see how it does. And they'll throw like a little cheaper model, and then Milwaukee will master it. They'll invest in it and really, right, exactly, turn it into a way better tool. They'll revolutionize it a little bit, energize it a little bit with their engineers and their technology people, and But all in all, guys, it's I just kind of wanted to make that clear. That's how I kind of started the video. I talked about it all the time. Guys, it's really not that much bigger than the 9. I'm telling you. It was just a hunch. And, I just want to let you know, because even in these pictures, even on the video, it doesn't seem like there's that much of a difference. But you'll see it. There's definitely a difference. You talk about an inch longer. But every tool that I've put this on, I put it on the string trimmer, put it on the blower, the vac you're going to see. Obviously, it goes on the hammer drill, the impacts, and all that. I put it on the nailer. Milwaukee is a very smart company. But like I talked about too, I don't know if Milwaukee, like I said, there's a rumor that Milwaukee, if you have some of these older tools that this 12 amp hour battery don't fit in, alterations, they're saying I don't really believe it, but I do want to put it out there. You might want to talk to Milwaukee about that if you have an issue. I don't know how they would do that. Seems like it's a lot of costs going into something like that, but I did hear that rumor. Again, take it for what it is, not gospel. Okay, people. But all in all, this is going to be a very popular. This is going to be a game changer for the Milwaukee people. I mean, you're going to get tools that are coming out. Now, we got like the 5 basic tools: circular, table, chainsaw, angle grinder, sawzall, you know. But yeah, exactly. I mean, and this does fit in the miter saw. Absolutely. But, you're going to see some of these newer tools come out. And you got to remember, I would love there's the 6 amp hour battery that's coming out. That is going to be the battery that if they come out with a new impact that has the technology inside that is going to be able to withstand or take the high amount of amps that this battery, high output type tools. I would love to see like a 3 amp hour high output battery. A lot of people, DeWalt has now their 3 amp hour compact. Their new 3 amp hour compact is pretty much the same size as this 2 amp hour battery. All right, this is a 2. I mean, that is great. And hopefully, there was rumors. We all thought we would probably see a compact 3 or 4 amp hour battery. I still think we'll see it sometime. But, the Milwaukee engineers, the people, they are always looking a step ahead. I can only imagine what next year's symposium is going to bring. But, this is what we got to work with now. And in the next couple weeks, you guys, again, all this is available for pre-order. In the next 2 weeks, you're going to be able to get the chainsaw, table saw, sawzall, circular saw, angle grinder. Yeah, see, a lot of those drones, Jeffrey Hardy makes a good point. A lot of those drones and like those RC cars, they're able to take in hundreds of amps at a time. They use a different type of battery, which you really can't put in like tool batteries. There's a lot of liability with the kind of batteries that are in the RC cars and stuff like that. But, yep, exactly. So, again, there's a lot of, a lot of people, right, yep. Gen 3 fuel impact driver. Ryobi has an RC car, I think. Damn ants coming through. Yeah, ants. Oh, man, they've been terrible this year. How many? 12. You got just this one, bud. Just this one. And I actually have to charge this. I only charged it. And let me tell you something, guys. This is the DCB 107, and I got to get this out of here. Because to charge my 9 amp hour 20 volt battery, 3 amp hour 20 volt battery, or other way around, 9 amp hour 20 volt, 3 amp hour 60 volt. This charger took like 5 hours. 5 freaking, unless there's something maybe wrong with this charger. 5. I tell you, 5. Yep. Brought the lawnmower out on one of my accounts, commercial jobs. I wanted to have, I had the 2 5s. I wanted to bring the 6 with another 5. I waited. I had to take it the next day. 5 hours. Well, I wake up 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. By like 10 o'clock, this thing was still not charged. I put it on probably 5:30 in the morning. Polly and Drew. M18 flamethrower. And schedule poison works well. So yeah, that's about it, guys. You guys, I'm really excited. All you Milwaukee people. These tools are going to be coming out slowly. A lot of people ask about the M12 stubby and the rocket lights. No real set date. I think you're going to see them slowly enter the market August, September, October. Um, they will be out before Christmas. That's the thing about Milwaukee. I mean, you got to think about Ryobi and Rigid. They announced Rigid announced that 9 amp hour battery 2016, and we just got it a couple months ago. They announced this in March. It's out in June. People asking about what's going on with the DeWalt battery, man. What's going on with the 12? They announced it back in February. When it's coming out? I'm like, I think the end of July. But there's never, what's good about Milwaukee is you go on Acme Tools, you go on Home Depot, should ship July 16th. Will ship July 18th. You always kind of have something to look at. You're not really sure with these other companies, but yeah, so that's it, guys. We're still waiting for Makita. Again, we talk about Makita a lot. Gun to my head. Still. Makita's my I love them. But, we got to come out with a 9 amp hour battery here. Or something. An 8. I mean, come on. Makita, please. I don't know if they're really just focusing on that 36 volt, and they know that you really can't stack up 2 9s on the back of a tool. I mean, you're talking about 2.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds. You look about 5 pounds on the end of an angle grinder. I mean, I don't know, man. But obviously they might be able to make them a little bit smaller. Who knows? I don't know. But they need, Bosch. Someone who we've talked about a lot on this channel. Again, big Bosch fan. They're now starting to get aggressive. They got the core stuff, 7.2. They got a 9, a 12. Ryobi has a 9. Rigid has a 9. Makita needs to get a bigger battery out there. Hopefully we will see that soon. Again, there's nothing anywhere that I have read that they're coming out with a bigger battery. Now, I haven't really looked into it too much. I'm sure hopefully some people will comment and say, yeah, they're working on it. That would be great. Yep. Oh, that's about it, guys. Yeah, so you convinced me the Gen 2 blower is so much better than the Gen 1 blower. Nothing wrong with the Gen 1 blower. It. And do you really notice that much of a difference? I mean, it's lighter. It's more comfortable to use. You got different speeds on it, a low and a high. And the miles per hour is the huge thing. Same CFM, 450 CFM, but going from 100 to 125 is huge. You really do notice it. Some people have said they're really basically the same thing. Just the nozzle's different and the fan inside is different. I mean, who knows? But you will definitely get a better blower with the Gen 2. You will be much happier. Yeah, I'm surprised they're still making. I don't know. Obviously, if you follow me at the Home Depot, we did a tour last week, and there was the Gen 1 with a 5 amp hour battery and charger for $149. It doesn't make sense to me that they would still produce this Gen 1 blower. Because unless they, I mean, unless they're going to have one blower that's like 149 and another one that's 299. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on with that. But let me get my last sip. Yeah, so thanks for everybody for tuning in. Again, a lot of people have been asking about that freaking shop vac. This will fit in it. Okay? Now, all I'm going to say is this will fit in your vac. Now, a lot of you guys, no, it don't. I've seen this guy, I've seen this. Yeah, you have to make a little alteration. I haven't done it yet, but it'll honestly take me 2 seconds to do. So I'm going to do a video later. But this will fit in your vac. And honestly, anybody can do this alteration. I thought there'd be an easier alteration because there's 2 screws on the side, where the old NiCad for some reason. And if you have the newer, again, I have the older shop vac, the first generation, we'll call it. There's the one that's out now. It's basically the same, I think, power wise and suction wise and all that, but it kind of got a different, the way the tube is on it. Um, yeah, exactly. Yep. So maybe with the newer one, you don't have to make any type of alteration. I don't know. But this will be for the people that have the older box shop vac, wet dry vac from Milwaukee. I'm glad all you guys had fun. Yeah, a little plastic surgery never hurt anybody, Logan P. Thank you, man. A lot of people in here, man. Hey, Marco, how did that go last night? Marco was in the J Mal pool. I was really surprised how many people. I mean, they raised a lot of money for the family, over 1,000, and so many people. I was gonna donate something, Marco, but you know how it is with me with the shipping and stuff. I just decided to make a donation. I was gonna do a donation and do something, but anyway, they raised a lot of money for the family. But there wasn't a lot of people. They raised a lot of money. There wasn't that many people on last night, Marco. But maybe it got right. Who won some of the stuff, Marco? It went well. They got awesome, man. And again, Bobby the boss, real good Texas dude. Went out of his way to help this guy's family. It's just the tool community at times is so good. It's so awesome, and that's what it should be. We should be encouraging, making a difference. Life sucks. To escape onto YouTube into this community, to get away from this disgusting reality of life. You know what I'm saying? The positivity, and something that, like I said, my man Bobby DeBoss did, just absolutely amazing. Abel Gonzalez won the ratchet. Fake vlogger is here. Milwaukee. Later, Logan. Went well. The big winner lives 3 miles from me. I'm tooled. Oh, cool. What'd you win, Marco? If you don't mind me asking. Chef Pete, what's up, buddy? Exactly, boss. I get away. Yeah, Chef Pete. Yep, man. Thank you, Michael. Duckmanian. Richard Garner. I mean, there's such a real good community here, Pete. Um, the people I've met, whether it be 94 GT, Logan P, Federer, Marco. Now, Marco, a great dude who I've known now for like a month, right, Marco? Just, you can meet great people. The vlogger right here. What's up, buddy? I was like you, I declined to enter the raffle. I won. Oh, that's all, yeah. Thank you, Marco. I appreciate that. But that's great. So that's it, folks, in a nutshell. The chainsaw video, I already started some of the video. I'm going to post it tomorrow instead of today. But I will be back tonight. We talked about these batteries a long time. Just lithium ion batteries in general. I remember asking one of the reps, and actually not at the symposium. I don't know if it was maybe Ryan. If you're from my area, there's certain reps in different stores, but and maybe I don't know if it was him. I shouldn't even have said his name, but like how many how long were these? We were talking about how long and how many charges. This thing has been charged from zero to full charge over 200 times. 200 probably, because remember we were doing that count last year. And I think I just had over 100 just last year. I mean, I'm at the point where we're using this Milwaukee stuff, whether it be the trimmer, hedge trimmer, blower. We're not using too much gas stuff anymore, man. I mean, I'm going 2-cycle oil. And you guys who are watching, who have landscaping, lawn care companies, the 2-cycle oil, the pain in the ass. of going to your local dealer. And sometimes, there's not a dealer like Dunkin' Donuts here. So always getting 2-cycle. And I used to get shipped from Amazon, and it would never come. It would always get canceled. But it's so awesome just not to deal with the whole 2-cycle oil mix. And I had 63 as of September with the 9, and 63 with the 5. Actually, I was saying how that was pretty cool. The 5 kind of caught up, but yeah. Obviously, September, October, November, it was probably 100. And this year, man, I mean, damn. Probably like 160, 150. I might have said it a little too much, but, how many charges? How long from 0 to, can you get 500 charges out of one of these batteries? Um, you know, is it all the same? Are you going to get the same life out of the DeWalt's that you get out of the Makitas, that you get out of the Bosches, that you get out of the Milwaukee? Eventually, hopefully, I mean, there's so many YouTube channels now that are coming out, and it's awesome because you can get so many, you can have kind of one person, talking about one, there's a lot of DeWalt people, mad DeWalt fans, mad Makita fans, mad Bosch fans, but just a lot of information and we're talking about the community that can be generated through this community, and you guys just comment and stuff. Yeah, almost 20,000, bro. Lithium has over 1,000 cycles. I think I didn't hear that much. I'll be honest with you. I'm almost thinking he said 250 or 300, 250 to 300 cycles. Now, I don't think it was with this 9. I think we were talking about the 5s or 4s at that time. But obviously, same type of cell, but who knows? But yeah, I mean, that's incredible. That's, 365 days in a year. I mean, 7 days a week. And, a lot of people aren't using the high output type tools. You know, they're using maybe their 9 amp hour battery on an SDS, or maybe a miter where you maybe can get 2 or 3 days out of a 9. I mean, if it's 1,000 cycles, man, that's like 3,000 days. And you talk about 5 days a week. I mean, 10 years. Who knows? Just an interesting question. An interesting I wanted to bring up, but that's about it. All right, so that's about it. Boss people always want Dunkin' Donuts gift. Yeah, like I said, I think we're gonna start doing. I mean, this is awesome to be able to kind of put this in an envelope and not spend $27 on shipping. You know what I'm saying? To send out these tickets to the winners, maybe $100 gift card. Maybe I can talk to my man over at Home Depot, the manager. Hey, how about a $250 gift card? You know, I'd like to do something like, people ask me all the time, real quick, about Patreon. You should do Patreon. Yeah, I would love to do that. Again, it's a lot more work. I don't really know too much about it, but that would be another great way of, hey, man, just throw in $2 or $5 a month, and every month we can do. I mean, geez, $10 if we have. Let's say $5. $5, we have 100 people. That's $500. I mean, we can do 2 good tools a month, or 4. Really, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that we'll talk about at some point. Or, just take it all in cash. All right, $5 a piece. There you go. $500 gift card, Home Depot to the winner. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All right, Demon, thank you. Keep batteries on a charger when not in use. Don't know about that, but I always take them off. But all right, guys, let me get. I need to send these. Yeah, send me some Dutch Brothers, Jeremy. No doubt. My brother, who's not on right now. I gotta hang this sucker up. But if you haven't, I've been getting a lot of fan mail from you guys, and I appreciate it. Uh, he did a hell of a job with this. Kyle Norton, my brother. Hey, JR. And there's JR Rustic, another great guy. I met him. He's from Canada. Huge on Instagram. Always got some good stuff on there. Yes, Chef Pete, you did great, buddy. But, all right, people, it's over an hour. I got to get out of here. I got to cut one more lawn. I got to get out. That's why someone just texted me, where the hell am I? I left a check in the mailbox. All right, I'll check you on the flip, people. Thank you. Love you. Peace, peace, peace.